nothing that we do here I can fully guarantee. It's all about your implementation of stuff.
Yeah.
And these are tools that you can use and guide you in this job search. And so you said you have information all set up, right? You took some notes, you wrote things down for this call, right?
Yeah. A few things, yes.
Okay.
And I know that like you and I have already covered some of what's listed on like the menu for this particular call.
Mm-hmm.
Like the value prop you already sent me.
Yep.
I've already got
Mm-hmm.
the like the skill set first resume.
Mm-hmm.
First thing is about tailoring that particular portion.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best practice for that you're finding for tailoring resumes versus not tailoring them, keyword matching, all that noise? Because right now it seems like the most important skill in the job market is keyword matching, which is
It's funny. My kids and I were just
insulting.
doing a devotion on skills. Everyone has these skills and gifts and talents. And I'm like, man, when you said that, I was like, yeah, it's a skill. It really is to tailor and change your skills up
Mm-hmm.
here on the resume.
Yeah.
But what I find is I have this dichotomy with making multiple resumes.
Mm-hmm.
If you have two really strong skill sets, like
Mm-hmm.
I have a director right now. He was a director of a customer service call center at DoorDash. And he's like, I really wanted to at first focus on customer service and relationship, like customer experience aspects of it. And
Yeah.
I said, are you sure? Because you also have a lot of quality background. He's like, yes, I want that. So then we tailored it towards that. And then he came back to me last week. He goes, you know what? He goes, not that that's not working, but I want to broaden my horizon. And now I want to do two there. So
Okay.
in terms of that, I think you've seen and heard me say many times, I don't like you guys trying to fit yourself into a job description box,
Yeah.
right? So in terms of tailoring like the resume that I gave you, what are you looking at tailoring it towards? What are you wanting to change, I guess you could say?
One of two things is one, I love the product management side of things, and that can bleed into project and product,
Mm-hmm.
or excuse me, project and program
Yeah.
management, and like that's all pretty much the same skill set bucket for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also I'm taking a break while I'm looking for work, but I'm pursuing an AI master's degree as well. So
Nice.
like I want to focus on that, which like it could be like AI developer,
Mm-hmm.
something like a prompt engineer, which I'm not as excited about that because that part sounds a little boring.
I think those are going to kind of stray away, to be honest with you, in another
I think
year.
so. I think that's gonna like settle down to be like normal. Like, of course, you have prompting skills.
Right.
Um,
Kind of like Google
and
and Microsoft Office. I'm like, when I see MS Office on a resume, I'm like, oh, come on. Are we in like the year 1998?
right, it's assumed that you know how to be at a business,
Yeah,
like and
exactly.
run a basic tool. Yeah, but like technical product manager versus AI product manager, like
Mhm.
they're similar in the way that I would approach things, but like
Mhm.
the way that somebody would receive it, I think is different. Like is where I'm thinking. And then like
Mhm.
my original resume is aesthetic on purpose,
Mhm.
and like I'm trying to decouple is like, okay, is that necessary? Should I make it like appealing so it's not just like, hey, here's another black and white word blank,
Mhm.
that I have to go
Depends
through.
on
It's
how
like,
you
oh,
use
this
it.
one
Yeah.
this one looks a little nice.
And it does. It depends on how you're using it. For
Mhm.
creatives, I always make sure, like I should even pull up one of my creative ones, but those ones, they're not going to go through the applicant tracking systems. You're going to be submitting them in different ways because that's the creative aspect. And by the way, I'm looking
Yeah.
at all your art back there too. It's distracting, but
Oh
I love
yeah.
it at the same time.
None of this is mine. This is all just stuff
Oh,
we picked up
okay.
from like thrift shops because I will use all these frames or like cannibalize all these into my own art at some point. That's my storage unit right now.
That works. That works. I mean, I got mine thrown up here a little
I
bit.
was gonna say I like that. That's gorgeous.
It's fun. But the creative one, do the creative, make it look aesthetically pleasing for the
Okay.
creative aspect of it, like for your own business. Keep that. Absolutely. You want to drive that aspect of it in that industry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Creative stays creative because how are you going to showcase your skills?
Yeah.
Right. That's another way to showcase it right away.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of now I'm going to get mixed up, the program and project management, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we have that one. We have that functional resume for the most part,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now you take it and go to the AI. Okay. Just like I was
Mhm.
talking about on the masterclass last week or the week before, we have the 3 R's that we're going through. We've got our results. We already know that, right? Now, how can we make it relevant to today? Right. So
Okay.
taking your skill sets that we have from that resume I created for you and saying, here, these are my skill sets. Now, how can I connect the dots for people now using or wanting to use AI and make it relevant today? Right. If I talk about Lotus now,
Mhm.
right, people are going to be like, sorry, we use Slack channels, we use all that, we don't need Microsoft Loaded, like we don't use that anymore, right? Or if I talk
Yeah.
about green screens and programming and coding through green screens, people are going to be like, what in the world? Where are you
Yeah.
living in dinosaur age, right? It's not
Mhm.
relevant today. It is a part of building up to where we are today. So
Yeah.
how can you show that stair step
Mhm.
now? What you've done in the jobs you've had over the years, how is that relevant for AI now, matched with your masters that you're learning things?
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha there. That makes sense.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then you want to make it resonate with them. Facts tell, stories sell. We could list all the facts in the world. God bless all the engineers. I was one of them, right?
Yeah,
All the facts.
was
I
too.
don't care. My husband's a facts person. He's in sales and he's like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, what does he call himself? He's like a mile wide and an inch deep in everything. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that drives me nuts, because I'm
Mhm.
like, you can't go in depth, but you want to make sure that it's or it resonates with people in terms of a story. Think about sitting around a campfire. What do you remember? The stories. As silly
Right.
as some of them are, as creepy as some of them are, whatever you want to remember about them, you remember the story.
Yeah.
Do I remember what facts I learned in history class in 6th grade?
No. Not a
No.
clue.
But I remember if it's put in a movie because
Mhm.
it's a story, right? Think about even the story. So think about your career as a story. How are
Yeah.
you going to tell that story,
Mhm.
make it relevant, and use your results that you've got?
Okay.
And let me know if I go too fast because I'm Italian
No.
and German, so I just keep going.
You're good. I gotcha.
my husband, when he came into our family, he goes, "Why is
Mhm.
everyone yelling?" I said, "We're not yelling. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not
Mhm.
yelling. It's talking." So
My stepdaughter has that, and she's the only one, and so like she's like, we have to be like, we are 1 foot away from you.
right. My oldest is like that. Even we had when he was about 1.5, and he was in a daycare center at church, childcare at church, and the leader of the daycare, she was like, "Do you know how loud your son is?" I'm like, "Oh my goodness." I mean, you look back and you see those Facebook memories and whatnot. We've seen videos
Mhm.
of like, "Oh my God, that kid is so loud." Oh my God, he's so
Yeah.
loud. So what I want to do next, so now that you have that, you're going to start creating that story and whatnot. We're going to
Mhm.
kind of set that aside, but use parts of it.
Okay.
So we have your ROI summary, right?
Mhm.
And we've got some of those key highlights on there, right? We've got recovered 20% of firm revenue.
Yeah.
Through roadmap realignment, we generated $17,000 in direct e-commerce revenue via rtechmo.com. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I want you to think of those couple of highlights there, right? We've got your revenue growth, we've got your efficiency gains, we've got adoption and UX impact, stability and
Mhm.
scale, AI-driven insight. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is going to depend on which resume you're going to apply it to. We'll talk about your business one, the creative one, separately because it's going to be a little
Okay.
different.
Yeah.
Is what I want you to do is say, okay, people can call this whatever they want, elevator pitch, whatever, but what is I like to call it positioning statement.
Mhm.
Okay. So taking those things, and if you had less than 60 seconds to talk to someone on the phone or on a little video or walking down the street or whatever it is, like, what can you communicate to them in a story
Mhm.
that showcases that you can help solve a problem at a company?
Yeah.
Right. So I had done one quickly for you here saying like, I help tech and fintech organizations scale smarter, building systems that are faster, more efficient, and customer centered, blending product leadership with AI fluency and design clarity.
Yes. Are you on the resume or the value prop?
I don't know if I put that one on the value prop for you or not.
Okay, you have something similar to that.
Similar to that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So take and tweak that, what feels good to you. I never want to say this is what you should use because you're you, right? It has to feel good to you. If you want to use an AI, what do you even call them? ChatGPT, Perplexity. What do you call that combination of all of them? I don't even know.
They're called LLMs, large language models.
You know so much more than I do. So you can take those LLMs and you can put that in there and say, hey, you know, however you've tailored it and say, use my tone of voice, whatever it is, come up with something here, tweak it, all that type of stuff. And whatever feels good to you and that you can memorize.
Mm-hmm.
And here's going to be a huge key thing. I would have two. I would have one that speaks to some of the executives that are going to understand some of this in more detail. Maybe not quite executive, but right below.
Yeah, and then have one or somewhere around there.
Exactly. And then have another one where you can talk to anyone on the street. I always say if my 10-year-old can understand what I just said, I nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
If my 10-year-old can sit there and say, you know, I used to say this when I was in engineering, if he can go through, well, at the time I didn't have my 10-year-old, but I had my niece who was that age, and said, hey, if she can go through these work instructions and she understands it, I nailed it.
Yeah.
Because my mentor even said this last week, and she reminds us of it all the time. She's like, here's the deal. People are literally understanding and comprehending things at a 2nd or 3rd grade level. They really are.
Oh, wow.
And so we have to be able to communicate that clearly and quickly to them to go, oh, okay, I think we've got something for this, or yeah, we need this in our company.
Mm-hmm.
We need this in our community. We need this in our family. We need whatever that is, right? So you could take one of your stepdaughters and say, hey, here, right? Right? You can say to your kids, hey, here, do you understand it? Even your wife, my husband and I go back and forth too, because we know each other's jobs. Yes.
Yeah.
But if we can make it so that they understand it clearly, great.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I want you to do, is have that positioning sentence. And I would have one, like I said, focus for the director level and then the 10-year-old, and then have one for your AI stuff, and then have one for that product and program management.
Okay, so you're talking about like, got it. So like,
if you're gonna
two skill sets, we've got 2 sets of people, and we've got 2 skill sets. So I need a skill set that can apply to both of those sets of people. So it's a total of 4.
Right. So what you want to be able to do is say, if you're going to go one route over here with this resume, you want to have a positioning sentence around that. And they're technically the same. It's just targeting differently.
Because the executive one, I don't have to water it down. Really.
No,
like I could.
You shouldn't have to.
That's clear.
I'm going to put that disclaimer in there. You shouldn't have to.
Right. Not all executives are created equal.
Yes. There's some that clearly understand it because they've started the company and have built up. And then there's other ones who have just acquired in, you know, or be bought in or something like that, or bought the company, invest or whatever it is, and they kind of understand it. So you want to make sure, again, and we'll talk about this in our visibility plan here, of who you're talking to is going to be so important.
Yeah, and that's kind of the area of the next set of questions, if this is a good time to pivot, is like who to find or how to find the right people to talk to. Because like once I'm in front of somebody, I'm incredibly comfortable and I feel like I can connect with people. I read body language and micro expressions incredibly well. And I feel like I'm in a good set there. But until I have a face-to-face connection, even if it's over Zoom, like I feel like it's just a void at that point. Like just trying to get anybody to talk to me is like pulling teeth. And sometimes that's even like the people I've been connected with for years or I've worked with.
And here's why I have 2 kind of similar yet different positions on this. You have the cure for cancer. how are you going to get people to hear the cure for cancer? I don't have cancer. My aunt did die of cancer in January, but
Condolences. That's not fun.
no, it's not fun. I mean, we fully prepared for it and all this type of stuff. It's
Yeah.
still hurt, but I don't have anyone else in my life that I know has cancer. So I'm probably not going to care. Not that I don't care about cancer and the cure for it, but I'm probably not going to care. But who is going to care?
Yeah, it's the
What
people
family members who have passed away or have it right now, people who actually do, kids of them, like friends of them, community leaders. You're going to want to find those people. But you're going to do whatever it takes because you have the cure. And why would you keep that to yourself? So how are you going to be resourceful in finding those people? Are you just going to post on social media, hey, I have the cure for cancer, guys, comment cancer and I'll give it to you? No. Right? I mean, that is what people do that stuff, right? Right. It's called one word marketing. You do that stuff, but how else are you going to reach out there? Who needs the solution that you have? Who needs the skill set that you have? Not there's job posting here. Remember, I mean, forgive me, I forgot how old you are, but like we had to go through the newspapers and see the classifieds and see where there was a job.
Or just walk into a place and be like, hey, can I get an application?
Right.
And like you have to fill it out on the chair with a terrible pen right then and there.
Yep. Yeah. Or here, bring it back later after whatever it is. Or, hey, can you start now? We'll fill out the application later. Right. I had a few of those. I'm like, wait, what? I wasn't prepared for that. But how can you get the word about your services? Okay. You have to think about, I run a business, right? You have Eon Creations, right? You have that. Yeah. How are you getting the word out about that and what you do?
It's just word of mouth right now.
Word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
So how are you going to take that and put that into your job search?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. As a business owner, I find my ideal client. Who is your ideal client?
For different things, like my ideal client, there's several different avatars here. One is small businesses that need AI and tech help because they're just doing it on their own. They don't know what they're doing yet. In that regard, I just got onboarded into a new startup on Saturday for this.
Nice.
And it was just
nice, not nice. I don't
know. No, like good. It's like one of those things. It's like it'll be a fun side hustle because I've been itching to build something for a bit, and this will let me do that, and it'll become some like residual income for the future. And it's like,
hey, I'm proud of you. Good job.
Right, and that one was just me posting that was me posting about my job search, but not about like, I'm looking for work. It's like every day I've been posting like a little thought process, a little bit of something of like, hey, this is today's realization, or here's my focus or whatever. And a friend of mine saw it and she's like, hey, we've got a meeting on Saturday. Can you come? It's like, okay, cool. I show up and there's 15 people in this company already. And they're just starting out and nobody has been able to tackle the tech side. So it's like, I got that. So it was just using the emotional connection of like the thoughts and the feelings that I'm going through in my search and like how that relates to other people. That bore a little bit of fruit recently. And so that's like one thing, and that's like a consulting side that I've been wanting to build for a while. The other one is, multi-million, billion-dollar companies that have an entire tech department that isn't running well, that are like, they're missing deadlines, they're having tons of conflict, nobody's on the same page, things are always like off because people are not clear on what they're supposed to be doing. And that's the sort of stuff that I'm great at, is coming in, getting everybody on the same page and marching towards the North Star together. I'm a great banner waver.
So you've got those two. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have to break them down. Even further, just like my husband also runs a cleaning company. I was like, who's your ideal customer? He goes, well, everyone needs things cleaned. I'm like, is it moms? Is it old people? Is it like what, right? So now you've got your multi-billion-dollar companies who are just a cluster mess, right? And they're just fighting fires because that's what they've done for all the years, and they need someone to come in. Then you have smaller companies and startups who need to grow fast, but they need your skill set to be able to put the technology in place to do so.
Mhm.
So now let's start with the multi-million-dollar ones. What industries?
I would love to be in something creative, like where like the product is a movie or some sort of like media that is a creative aspect or helps artists, something like that. I don't have any experience in that, and I've been looking for a company to get into with that for years, and like nothing's landed. So that'd be my true ideal, because then I wouldn't really have to separate the tech and the art. I could do both at the same time. But historically, it's been marketing, like high-tech marketing agencies like MarTech, FinTech, a little bit of EdTech, tiny bit of like MedTech. So like,
yeah, stay away from that.
No, I don't like most of those. MarTech is the most fun out of that group, but it pays the least so far.
But you can also, if you are selling your services, right? It's almost like SaaS, right? You're selling your services, right?
Yeah.
How are you going to market to these companies? How are you going to market your services? And first, before you even do that, what are your services? Right? So you have to run your own job search like you're running a business.
Okay.
Right? Think about it. When you're running a business, do you get an hourly wage or a salary? No, you don't, right?
No.
You have to do your hustle, but you also have to be very focused on what you're hustling for. Otherwise, you're just, oh, I'm just creating a website and making it look pretty and user friendly. Well, that's not bringing in sales, right?
Yeah.
So the first part of it is, like I said, your ideal clients, and you have to know what services that you're providing. And then you have to see if those match.
Yeah.
If they don't match, you got to tweak either or.
Gotcha.
And then once you do that, then you can say, okay, these companies are scaling, right? Maybe they got a bunch of funds from somewhere. Now, what funds are they getting? When do they get them? And what are they struggling with as a result of that type of stuff, right? A lot of these multi-million-dollar companies, they're public. You can see.
You can look at see when they got their last round of funding.
Exactly. You can see when they got their last round of funding. Yep. You can see what their quarterly earnings are. You can see who's been, if they're investor owned, who they've fired, laid off, how many they have, and what they're planning to do as a result. That type of stuff. And then you're able to see, okay, so now with my services for my business, right? You are Morgan Smith LLC, right? Yeah. My services, I'm not going to try to fit into their box, but what services in my package here am I able to offer them and do well? And what kind of return on investment will they get by purchasing my services?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So that's what you want to do. When you're very clear on those things of, here's my return, here's the services I have to offer, these are the companies that need my services, will do well from purchasing my services, then we can go in and say, okay, here's my visibility plan. This is how I'm going to market all of this stuff. And not just, post the post, and your posts are good. I have a handful of you guys who are doing such a good job out there of posting the stuff, and here's my story, and here's what I've done, and here's what's out there type thing. And it does garner attention. It does. And that's good. But now, how can I market to these companies? So this is what I like to call kind of like that positioning hour.
Yeah.
Okay. So your first hour every day, you're going to take, and you're going to, before you even get started with that, is the night before, you're going to say, during that hour, what set of people am I going to be focusing on? Okay. Is it going to be, I'm going to look to connect with directors in this industry, and be very specific. Like I'm going to look at high-tech marketing agencies. That's all I'm going to look at. And I'm going to start learning about the directors there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reach out. I'm going to learn about them. If I feel like I need to connect, I'm going to connect. Okay. I usually say connect without a note first if you're going to do it on LinkedIn. Okay. You're going to connect with them, and you're going to just keep going down. So then you're going to take that next set of time. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next either ideal customer or ideal industry and start working through there. Okay. And I've written this down too for you. I set it over here. And my kids so kindly organized my desk and didn't put it there. Yeah. It was a mess on Friday. It was one of those days on Friday. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. So you're going to have that because I typed it out for you.
Okay.
I'm still old fashioned. You're sitting here typing it on the computer and I'm like, I'm printing it out.
When I'm in meetings, I'm still a pen and paper.
Still pen and paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. So you're going to post on your feed, right? Which is what you're doing. I would do 1 to 2 times a day. Okay. I like to do it like early morning. So it hits all the coast. Well, you're on East Coast. So you'll be able to hit that right away.
I'm in Mountain Time. I'm in Utah too.
Oh, you're new. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So
but
I try to post like Eastern.
Yeah, you're good. I'm an early bird. So that's easy.
So every post, if you can schedule them out, that's even better. But you're going to post on your feed, whatever you feel like talking about, whatever you're sharing. Obviously, I hate to say BPR. Don't complain about stuff at all possible. If you do have a solution.
Yeah, that's not the route that I'm going down. It's not a good look.
No, it's not. I'm losing my house and whatever and blah, blah, blah. No, you're looking for attention. There's that type stuff. And so what you're going to do is post that, and then you're going to start going through. And when you start building that list of directors, I want you to keep that in some kind of file. I like to use Google Sheets. If you have a CRM system, you can put it in there too. I just like to start with the Google Sheets because it's something you own. No one can take that away from you no matter what. Don't have to pay for it, right? And you're going to put their first name, last name, their position, their LinkedIn profile, if their email and stuff is in there. And they're like touch points. So when you're in sales, you have a list, good old black book typically, right? If you're going through every so often, I do 10 days for my clients and potential clients. Every 10 days, I like to hit them in some manner.
Yeah.
Provide them some encouragement, provide a resource, an opportunity to connect with me in some manner. So what that does is you want to focus on you're nurturing that ideal company and that person at that company.
Okay.
Because think about it too, when they're at the director level or a senior level, they also know people in the industry. So if you can connect with them and provide them with something in some manner, or hey, for example, I deal a lot with operations managers. And I reached out to a lady a few weeks ago and I said, hey, you know what? It's so great to see a woman in operations because it can be tough.
Yeah.
That was it. And she responded back, she goes, you have no idea that actually really, I just needed that today. And I said, I get it. I've been in operations as a female and mostly men. I get it. It's hard. And so that built a connection there. And I wasn't asking for something. She wasn't needing anything. She wasn't looking for a job, but it started her thinking, hey, you know what? This person has experience in that. Now, how can she help me in that manner? And we build a relationship. And that's the whole point, is to build the relationship in the industries so that when something does happen to either one of you, lose a job or need a promotion or a toxic boss or whatever it is, you have those people to go to.
Yeah.
Right. For example, we work with an organization called Safe Families. They don't have, it's a lot of low income families that can barely hold jobs and keep their homes and things like that. They don't have a community around them because they're in survival mode all the time.
Yeah.
And so this is what you're trying to create, creating that network that you can reach out to whenever you need to, and they can reach out to you. So you're going to touch that list. I would say in terms of your job search, every 5 days, right? You got to have respect for what they do too and say, hey, you know, I was just reaching out to you. I like what you posted, or, hey, I was looking in the news at your company and saw blah, blah, blah. Provide them with a value add.
Right.
Okay. So you're going to focus, like I said, on that one industry during that 1 hour. Then the next day you pick another industry, then the next day, another industry, and keep going through like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the baseline, like seed planting.
Yep.
So that things can like cultivate over time.
Yeah. Think about it. When you were dating, Did you like the first date ask to get, married?
No, certainly not.
No, right? You had to build that relationship. You had to
Yeah.
provide things. She had to show things, all that type of stuff. You have to start building that relationship. And we're in this microwave we want now. We have to build it, right?
Yeah.
So we want to do that. Okay. Any questions on that first hour?
No, that's fantastic. I love having things broken out like that because recently I started doing a new schedule for myself where I wake up at like 3:45, and I have things laid out pretty clearly, and it's very helpful to like just fall into that rhythm and be like, I don't have to think about what's next in my day. It's just like, cool, I'm going into this thing next.
Exactly.
And it doesn't feel chaotic, like you need to do this and this and this and this and this. Like, yeah, you all have your times already set. So we'll get there when we get there.
Exactly. And then you can take either and say, I'm going to do that for a full hour, or you can say, I'm going to do that for 30 minutes. And then the next 30 minutes, this is why I want you to, the first part that I said before this hour is be clear on your services and who your ideal client is. And then this is exactly what I do and exactly what every salesperson does too, is you have your offer. And then you can reach out to some of those people you've already built, had a few conversations and stuff with, and present your offer to them.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that during those 30 minutes. Hey, I'm Morgan Smith. Can I tell you a little bit about what I do and how I help companies? Blah, 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 right? It's kind of like that. It's I don't want to call it, for lack of better terms, like a value bridge statement, right? You're bridging that gap. So you could say, for example, let me see your positioning statement here and say, okay, I help tech companies scale smarter, connecting engineering and design into systems that cut time to market and improve adoption.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can have those conversations. Hey, would you like to get on a call? Hey, I would love to. I looked at your company and, right? So it's almost like I was talking in a masterclass last week, or I think it was the week before, is that you have that CAR, right? The challenge, action, result. So now what? Okay, great. I'm getting a bunch of these messages a day. Now what? How am I being relevant? How is this person being relevant for 2025?
Yeah.
And if you want to practice it with people are in the industry, like that friend who called you up on Saturday, say, hey, you know what? You don't know me. I just started building a relationship with you. How would you take this?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So you're speaking from the proof that you have when you run a business and you have the services that people need. You're going to get rejected, just like all of us having job search service, all the type of stuff. You're going to get rejected, but knowing that you can help a company and the people there improve something has got to keep you going and fuel you. Okay.
Right. Yeah, because I love the skill set that I have, and it really does make a massive difference. I mean, you've seen my resume and whatnot. Like, there's some big deals that I came up with just because I have a little bit of a different outlook, and like with being an artist and a technologist as a fusion, like I see things that almost nobody does, and it can be massive in the amount of time saved or the amount of frustration it causes within the team, things like that. Like,
exactly. And then how can you take that too and say, how can I add the creative aspect to the solution? How can I make it visual, the solution visual to them, and easily connect the dots?
Yeah.
Maybe create a quick little video and say, hey, here, watch this video and see how I can help your company. I did a little mock study for you. I saw these were some problems that you're having. I, see the blogs, I see the news. I understand it. Or if it's a startup, hey, companies similar to yours, this is what we do. Okay. So now I want to make sure that you, in terms of like visibility, building real relationships. Okay. We're not worried about the applications. Okay. Because then you can that's how you get in. People are like, oh my gosh, someone else took my spot, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, because they knew someone. Okay.
Yeah.
So I typically tell people target 10 companies.
Okay.
But I want you to identify 30 target companies.
Okay. And these are like the ones that I find like most appealing, best match in my opinion, sort of things like that.
Yep. And I want you to do 30 for each group, the AI and for the program project. Okay. And again, I want you to engage. Try to stay away from recruiters if you can. I love them, some of my closest friends, but they have to bridge the gap and they can't share a lot of things. Whereas if you go directly to, the PMs, VPs, ops people, that type of stuff, you're going to get more. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That makes
and
sense.
I want you to be having conversations, like I said, that first hour there, and then continuing on. I want you to aim for having at least 25 value conversations per day.
Okay.
I know that seems like a lot, but warm connecting, right? All these people don't know you from Jack.
Yeah.
You are cold contact for them.
Right.
How are you going to warm it up with some connection? Hey, I've followed your work. I've built similar systems. I want to exchange insights. Think about if someone called you up and be like, hey, I've seen the work that you've done and I do some similar things. Can we just like chat? I want to understand some of the things you're doing and maybe we can work together, right? In some capacity. Right? I just did that with another career coach last week. She's like, hey, I kind of want to pick your brain. I'm like, yeah, actually, I would love to pick yours on this topic too. Let's get on a call and talk. And we were able to share a bunch of different things and have some insights.
I can't type anymore.
Okay, I was like that on Friday. I was like getting like monster hands, basically like, why can't I type?
Exactly. Cool. So I've been keeping stats on like the different outreach that I've done. And
good.
I like the 25 value conversations a day because that's a little bit more substantial than what I was tracking so far. Like,
well, what were you tracking?
Like the number of times I had like initiated a direct message to somebody in my networks, the number of times I had reached out, requested a new connection, like how many responses did I receive? How many times did somebody actually like the number I sent out, the number that people came back in with. Sometimes I get lucky, so I've been doing like 10 minutes a day where I'm just like scrolling through my feed to see if there's like somebody posted about a job that they're trying to fill. I've gotten lucky a couple of times with that, so that's about it. And then like applications, rejections, responses, but that whole column is blank right now because applications I feel like are a waste of time, like just to do cold. Like it's so
like I was
burns out for it, and it doesn't
like, I have all of these applications that I sit here because I'll look for positions to fill in my company too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you think they would actually look at my profile and study my stuff before applying because they all look freaking the same. And it's hard because even in my line of work, I need to respond to everyone because that's being honest and being transparent and all that type of stuff, but they all look the same. And I want to do a copy and paste because that seems the easy way, but that's because they're going about the standard way that everyone else is doing. And it's insane, right? The people who get hired, I've had a handful of people over the years, they'll reach out, they'll find me in so many different capacities online and reach out. And I'm like, oh, here's my portfolio. I'm like, wait, I didn't ask for one, but they gave it to me anyways. And it gives you an opportunity to look through that stuff. But it's applications these days, I would say back maybe 3 or 4 years ago, still weren't quite a waste. They're a waste. It's not making you money. It's not making the company money, right?
Yeah. And I could go on about it and it's just like, nope, it's just the results of them over time have just dropped off, and like nothing good has come from a cold application for me in years.
Yep. Think about this. How much do you want to make per year in your next role here?
At least 126. The ideal is 140 to 160.
Okay. Let's
Anything
say 140.
above that is gravy.
Right. Let's say 140 for an even number. You map that out to what your dollar per hour is. And then how much time you're spending doing non-value added activities like applications. You're literally losing
customized applications.
Oh, I've seen some of them. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Why is HR not all over this? Right? Some of the things. So I want you to, when you're reaching out and doing those value add conversations, always give always present that person when you're talking to them. Think about the psychology and how we learn things and how we receive information. We read, we hear, and we picture, right? We can't really feel and do in this type of learning experience, right? So you want to be able to engage their senses
Yeah.
and their way of learning. And you're not going to know their way of learning unless you present it in different formats over time, right? Don't just send them all the things the first or second conversation. So you send, maybe a slide visual of here's my ROI summary. Here's a results snapshot, right? You can voice message them or do a video with captions, right? Talking about like, hey, why does why does AI product management need artists who think in systems? Right. And then you can take that content that you just presented to someone, reinforce it by posting something similar on LinkedIn, reinforce it again by putting it on another platform like YouTube, reinforce it by taking the written format and putting it in Substack. And so what you're doing, Substack is where it's almost like a blog. So people can follow you on the blog. I keep saying I'm going to start one, like with all the time I have and whatnot. But people follow you and they provide insights, and then it sends you can tailor it to where you can send an email every so often. A lot of people do once a week, some do twice a week. That gives your insights.
Yeah.
So you can basically share case studies about you on there. So what you're doing is you're networking, but you're doing it in a way that's making you visible. And you and I both know, right, from AI, the way that you're going to be able to be found in the next couple years is by being visible on various platforms.
Yeah. And there's a big difference between, SEO used to be the big fish, and now it's AI SEO. And AI SEO is not so much about keywords, because the AI engine has the capability to understand context a lot more. So you have to have those that are going to be found are the ones that have like the full story that matches the context of whatever that person's searching for. And so like you need content out there that is relevant to that.
And see, look at this right now. You just are starting to bridge a gap for companies. If a company wants to remain visible out there, they need to do what you just said.
Yeah.
Because I'm still, right, you and I are both about the same age. I want to Google this, right? Because I don't quite know how to use AI all the way, right? Type thing. Hey, buddy, number 11 o'clock, bud. Okay, well, at 11 o'clock, pick out something so you can have set, okay? All right.
Hello.
Hello, what's up? What's up, buddy?
All right. Go. He always finishes his homework before everyone else. So he's like, I don't know what to do.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what I would be targeting.
Okay. So
right. Because they're being relevant right now.
Yeah. So it sounds a little bit like it sounds a bit like I need to be broadcasting my skill set in a way that's helpful for like the industry in general right now. And like putting content out there that people are needing and wanting and are like interested to follow and pay attention to, and be like, this is my skill set. This is what I do. This is how I do it. This is why art is helpful. This is where tech is helpful. This is where AI and product management is helpful. And like, it's really just boiling down to show, don't tell. And just give myself a kind of an online presence where I'm constantly showcasing my skills.
Yep, you can't interrupt anymore. No, okay, no interrupting anymore. Yeah, exactly. So think about it.
Okay.
When you found me, or I found you, whatever, right? Was I giving you a list of skills?
No, I don't even remember what the first video was, but I was like, I really like what she's saying. Like,
see,
this is cool.
Right. And so it pulls you in. It shows the skills via a video of what I'm capable of doing. And then obviously once you connect with me and you start doing the work with me, then you see the value more because it's personal. right? Which is why I like doing
Yeah.
these calls, because it's personal. I can't say the same things to you that I can that guy who's a director or VP at DoorDash, right?
Yeah.
Or of client services at DoorDash, right? You can't talk the same way. You can bring the same concepts to it, but it's going to be different, unique. So that's what you need to do. That's how you tailor your resume, is when you're getting on calls or you're presenting content out there. Yes, you present it to the industry, right? I present it to job seekers. And now, and I don't present it to college kids, entry level. I'm not doing people who are close to retirement. It's mid to senior level. I'm focused on that. So that's what you need to say is, I'm focused on this type of clientele. This is how I'm going to be relevant now. Do I like talking about AI in my career coaching? Not really, but I have to make it relevant now because it is there.
Yeah.
And you have to create a story around it. What stories do you have from previous roles you've been in, the experiences you've had, and how can you show that to companies now to move them forward in this AI adoption?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Making some sense?
Yes. It's actually tying in a lot more to, I started to learn marketing for my art business. And a lot of it is just showcasing not only like the end result, like you can't just like throw up a still picture of a piece of art, because it just gets lost in the sandstorm. You have to showcase how you're doing it. You have to make a video about why you made it, what it means, what's the emotional hook. You have to, and then you have to post stuff that's completely unrelated too, so that people start understanding you as a person besides the art. Because if you're one dimensional, people get bored and they want to know who that person is, not just, what do they make?
Exactly. And you can even do that as a creative too. We did this years ago back starting in COVID. A recruiter and I, we had actually started and trademarked the word unghosted. And we're working through that whole progress. Is you can create whiteboard videos, right? You know what those are, and you can create them with AI and stuff now. Whiteboard videos, the little stick figures talking, all that type of stuff that kind of gravitates people in that way as well. Saying, here, it's not just me as a person, it's my company. Type thing. It's almost like a sales pitch.
Exactly.
Right, but in a different format. Again, making it fun, tailoring it to different companies, things like that. It's pretty, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it brings out your creative aspect too. Make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, just using this as a way to showcase
exactly
what I'm doing. Because that's truly like my entire frustration with all of this is like, I can't showcase what I do on a piece of paper or in an application. Or like barely even in an app, even in an interview. Like I can have a good conversation in an interview, but it doesn't actually let me show them what I'm doing.
Exactly. And you can't even do it like on a website these days. But here's the super awesome thing that you and I didn't have when we were 20 years old. We have the internet and we have so many abilities to do it. And for free most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a world of opportunities, and yet we're still focused on this age-old, 50-year-old system of write a resume, submit it through, fill out an application type things. How are we making the whole job search system? And everyone's like, oh, it's got to change. No, you know who changes it? You guys, the job seekers. That's who changes it. Because if the companies want to hire people, they can't make you guys do something different. You guys can make a company do something different.
Yeah.
And that's where I think a lot of people are lost, is they want the companies to do something different. The hiring managers, the recruiters, they want a unicorn. Be the unicorn then, right? Go out there and be the unicorn. Do something different. Be that startup for this.
Yeah, every unicorn didn't follow the happy path.
No, they didn't. I actually posted this morning too. Think about this too, right? A glow stick. When does it glow? Only when you snap it. You have to break it multiple times for it to glow. So we're sitting here waiting for someone else to snap our glow stick and let the light of us and our experiences and skill set shine out when we have that ability to do it.
Right. So on this, I wanted to get your take on this. A while ago, is like, it's like, there's a part of me that wants to go back to physical packets, like, physical resumes and stuff. And there's like, there's a part of me that it's like, yeah, but that's not going to do anything unless I can really stand out.
I'm laughing because I just had 2 clients last week ask me the same question. So I'm curious how you're going to ask me this question now.
So and I've tried this a few times, no results yet, but I think that's because of different things. So like making a physical resume packet that has a CV, that has my resume, but because I'm an artist and that's part of the value that I bring, because I think differently than a regular technologist. I can think like a technologist, but I can also think not like a technologist. And I'm putting this into the chat. Hopefully,
Okay.
Can I do chat? Can I do attachments in this program?
I can't remember if you can on the recordings or not.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to email it to you real
Okay.
quick.
Yeah. Email it to me. Sorry. I just like using this one over Zoom because, again, it's free and you don't have to have a limit on it. So.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know, because the 40-minute limit on
I know it's annoying.
Zoom is so frustrating.
So I would be in the middle of calling. I'm like, wait, I'm gone. Okay. Because you're just like, I'm gonna get the last couple words in. So I will tell you in terms of the resume packets, and basically I don't even know what my marketing materials, right? I don't think it's a bad idea. So we worked in real estate for a while too, and when you're doing mail, what stands out? A white letter? No. Some kind of color envelope, right?
Colorful, fancy, something that's fun to touch.
Yep. Something with handwriting versus type. It's not a bill letter, things like that. So if you can present things, like I said earlier, in a different manner, that's going to grab attention. Heck, you can even, Morgan, I'm sure you can create something like this with AI, as I'm sitting here thinking, is you can say, oh my goodness, just like AOL, you got mail, right? In the subject line. And you open it up and it's a graphic that literally opens up a letter and has your package right there. That would be pretty cool. I'm not in that space of creating things like that, but.
Yeah. Okay. So I just sent this to you. Yeah, I actually last year, I made an art piece specifically for my job search. And I wanted to showcase that, I am both left brain and right brain. And there's text that goes along with this. Like when I printed this out, it's this art piece that shows, you started off like, that's the first thing you pull out of the packet and you're like, what the heck? Like, I thought this was a resume, like this, I'm getting art instead. Okay. You flip it over and it basically says, this is an art piece called Left and Right. I made this specifically for the job search. This is for you. I hope you enjoyed it. And then it goes and to show, excuse me, getting mixed up. I made this art piece to show how I think in multiple styles.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.
And then it goes on into the cover letter and the resume. And I sent 10 of these to Adobe. I walked in and dropped them off at the front desk, and I heard literally nothing. 4 of them had like ID numbers for jobs for things that I had active applications on. And then I had like 6 extras, and I think the front desk guy just threw them all in the trash. Because
and you know what?
I heard nothing.
Keep sending them. Keep bothering them. Be like, this is what my husband and I have laughed at for years, and my parents were business owners too. You keep bothering people until they literally scream in your face, unsubscribe, tell you whatever it is. You keep pushing. Everyone's like, well, how many times should I apply to a job? I'm like, as many as you want. Right? How many times should I reach out? As many as you want. Right? I'm still subscribed to emails that I'm like, oh, I might look at that someday. I don't want to subscribe. I don't, because I was subscribed for a reason, but I'm not ready right now. You have to understand too, we're in this, and I've talked about this before, we're in this trust recession. People have to know, like, and trust you. So they have to see your content in various forms. Lots of times. It used to be like 7 touches. It's up to like 15 touches before they even start engaging.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. And that's in different forms on different platforms too. So you have to keep engaging with them. Keep pushing them. You have to think, all of us, I hate this word, but I'm going to use it anyways, are busy.
Yeah.
Everyone's got 100 things going on. Everyone's getting a ding, a notification, a cry, a whine, or whatever it is from an employee, a family member, whatever it is, constantly, because we have so much access to technology.
Yeah.
So how can you get their attention on a regular basis? And here's the thing too, is only 3% of your market is ready to see your services and ready to engage with you right now? 3%. That is very low, right?
Yeah. That sounds about right for what I've seen on my marketing, on my art side.
But you have to think about how many times does your soon-to-be wife have to tell you to do things?
Once or twice. I'm pretty good at listening.
Should we ask her?
She'd probably say about the same thing. It might be a little higher. The number of times we have to tell the kids is like
the kids, yeah,
probably like 15. Yeah,
right.
That's a lot.
So think about that. Mm-hmm. Your market, like I said at the beginning of our call, needs to be at that third grade level. They're second and third graders. Okay. Mm-hmm. So to get their attention and to get them to focus even for a short period of time to engage in your content, you have to tell them over and over, and not in the same way. You have to tell them in different ways.
Yeah.
My offer on LinkedIn has not changed. Mm-hmm. I just give a new title to it. I incorporate some of that title into things. It is the same thing.
You're just making it appear different so that they don't automatically go like, oh yeah, I've seen this before, whatever, and dismiss it.
Yep. And everyone understands the words, the framework differently. Mm-hmm. Right?
That makes sense.
My last 2 lives, I presented the same things on in different manners. And I had a different level and a different response on each one.
Yeah.
So you have to keep tweaking it a little bit. You're not changing your business services. You're not changing Morgan Smith LLC and what you have to offer. You have to remember each one of us has different experiences, is different and unique. And so we're going to hear and see things differently. Mm-hmm. We see things through our eyes, right? And a lot of times we get clouded by that. We want other people, and you see this with your kids, and you see this with your, I'm sorry, is it wife or fiance?
Fiance.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, we're good then.
I want to make sure I get that right, but it's going to be wife. But you and your fiance see things the same thing, right? It could be this black and white piece of paper differently.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have different experiences. So the companies and the people working at the companies are going to have that same thing. So how can you present it? Mm-hmm. And that's what you have to keep working through on that. And then the next part of this, which I know we're going to be just a few minutes over here, is I want you to keep tracking everything. That's going to be really important, because you're going to see, hey, oh my God, I do this a lot. I'm honest. I've probably got 5,000 or 6,000 people on my spreadsheet. I can't hit them all every 10 days. I try my best. Some of them get lost, and it doesn't matter if it's in a CRM or whatever. Get the notifications. I clear the notification, right? Make sure you're doing your best to track them. Okay.
Yeah.
And start when you have your services, when you have your ideal clients, when you have your list of companies and you're reaching out to them every 5 days, like I told you there, it's going to start building your confidence, right? It's positioning your confidence and how to speak to your next move, because there's going to be a conversation that says, what are you looking for next?
Yeah.
And you're going to have to know how to answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm looking to partner with forward-thinking AI-driven company, right? Where I can lead, blah, 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 right? I'm excited about roles that incorporate this, that type of thing. And most of these companies you're going to come across are not going to have a role that fits what you do.
Yeah.
You're going to have to showcase all the stuff that we talked about and create that position. Mm-hmm. Every single role that every single job that I've had, they didn't have a role available. They hired me, not even knowing half the time, just knowing I was going to work in a certain department. Mm-hmm. And then I remember one of the companies, they're like, so what do we call you? I'm like, what do you mean, what do you call me? My name's Vanessa. And they're like, no, what is like role? I said, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'm here. And they're like, no, people need to know a role. And I remember thinking back, and that was in 2011. I'm like, why do people need to have a title associated with me? Right. Yeah. But think about how it's all about how you can position in that company.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's leading people like I'm a problem solver, right? I'm a solution bringer, whatever you want to call it type thing. This is what I'm doing at companies.
Hmm.
So that's in that industry, whether it's in the creative industry, whether it's in the AI, whether it's in program and product management, right? Someone says your name, and I'm not saying you're going to be this huge person and stuff like that. Or I'm not saying you're not, but when they say your name, it's going to be known what you do and what you're capable of. For example, I've got a friend that I worked with in steel fabrication. Oops, I clicked on steel fabrication and erection. He is VP in a Texas-based company. He is VP of structural design and estimating.
Yeah.
He just texted me this morning. He has had 3 companies reach out to him over the past 4 weeks. He's not looking for a job, by the way. He already makes $450,000 a year. Okay. I know, right?
Yes,
Wouldn't that be nice? I'm like, you're so fortunate right now. But he's built himself up. He's built connections and relationships.
Yeah.
But he said 3 different companies looking at him. And 2 of the ones were actually, he found out this morning, that were the same company going after him. But he keeps fighting them. He's like, nope, I'm like this company. I like this, but he doesn't want to move to Arkansas.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to move. That's my big thing. I don't want to move to Arkansas. But his name is known out there.
Yeah.
That people are willing to pay that much to have him at their company. And that's what you want to be able to capture. And it's not necessarily the income that you're going to receive and the salary that you're getting paid. It's what kind of return, not just dollars and efficiencies, but effect, that ripple effect that you're going to have by solving that company's problems. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing that I would love to build up to is be like, yeah, you have an impossible elephant to eat, and it's got a lot of moving parts, and it has so many specialties that need to be a part of it. Go talk to Morgan. Like, he'll look at that and say, piece of cake.
Yep, exactly. And so that's what you take what you just said and what we've done in the session here and say, okay, this is what I want to be known for in whatever industry. And you can use that for multiple industries. Break that down. That's your why. That's going to keep going. And then start doing those things here and keep track in terms of like really stick to that 1 hour for the focus there. And you can always expand on, but at least 1 hour, 5 days a week. I don't want you working 6 or 7, to be honest with you. Take a break.
No, the regen is very necessary.
Yes, absolutely. So any questions about all that today?
No, I think just sounds like I need to essentially put together my own pitch deck for myself.
Yep.
Can I send that to you for review when I wrap it
Absolutely.
up?
Absolutely. Okay, cool. Yeah, this doesn't end after this call. You can send the stuff to me. I want to be able to review it and give my points on it and whatnot and go from there.
Okay, fantastic.
All right.
All right. Thanks so much for having another session with me. This is awesome.
Of course. And I'll download this recording and then I'll put it in a Google Drive so you can have access to it too.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. Bye.
You too.
See you back.